In 1953, Des Moines was honored by the presence of Garnavillo's Candy Kids in their peppermint striped suits. Dandy Sandy, alias Sandra Feet, would have to be Garnavillo's star cager. After all, she was crowned All-American only 5 times. Ball control was the name of the game, and no other team could play it like the Candy Kids. Another Garnavillo star was Jean Overbeck, now Mrs. Jean Sandry of Davenport. Jean was born with a hip injury that permanently stiffened her leg. She overcame this handicap to become, at graduation, one of Iowa's 5 greatest scorers of all time.
I was born with a dislocated hip, and it wasn't noticed until I began to walk when I was about a year and a half. And then my folks took me to Iowa City, and it was discovered there that I was born with this dislocated hip. And a doctor at the University of Iowa Hospital's Children's Hospital told me that I would never be able to compete in athletics or anything strenuous because of the damage it might do to the hip. And then I started playing basketball, and it did bother me once in a while when I was tired, but outside of that, it didn't seem to bother me too much. In 1953, we played New Sharon, and I believe they came into the state tournament undefeated, and we had lost 3 games that year. And I guess we weren't expected to win that game, but we did with pretty good shooting. I guess we made about 58% of our shots that night. And we had great defense, and that's what pulled out the victory for us. In 1954, we played Oakland, and we beat them 48-45, and we went into that tournament undefeated, and it kept our winning streak alive, and we played another good ball game. Sandy Feet was, in my opinion, one of the better players ever to play the game of girls basketball, and she wasn't tall, and she had to make up for the lack of height, and she did this just by good basketball sense. She wasn't selfish. She didn't do a lot of scoring. She could have probably scored 50, 60 points every game, but she was a great team player. She passed off. We set screens for each other, and she took shots when she knew she had them. Otherwise, she would pass off. And I think we had a great offensive court, and it was mostly due to Sandy. I had a reporter once call me the quarterback of the club, and we directed the offense that way. We played our control-type game and set up screens and picks for the other girls on the team. Sandy had quite a few shots she liked to take. She had a hook shot and a jump shot. She could hook right-handed or left-handed. And she also shot a layup backward over her head. I don't know how to describe the shot that was. My shot I like to take was a 2-handed set shot out around the free throw circle and beyond. We were called the Candy Kids because of mainly the color and the style of our uniform. We had a pleated skirt, and it was red and white, and I believe it was a newspaper reporter that gave us a nickname. It looked like the peppermint stick candy, and that's where the term Candy Kids came from. And our style of basketball back in those days were much different than they are now, is what I've watched the tournaments in the past few years. We played a control type of game, and our scores were much lower. We shot only when we had an open shot, and therefore we made a high percentage of our shots.